Hey guys. Welcome. It's been a good 9 months. For those of you who are new here, I'm Karen, probably the world's most inconsistent vlogger because I just don't give an F. Not much has changed. I've gained 40 pounds, so that's great. I've gone through 5 colors of hair and 8 pairs of glasses. I haven't gone through them, I just have them. I've worked a little bit on my Wreck This journal, still haven't completed it. Pretty much nothing has changed. Still working at home, still in the middle of a global pandemic. Hope everybody is well. I removed all the videos off of my YouTube. I don't know if you noticed that or if you care, but I did because I chose to. But yeah, this video is pretty much just going to be me going through my Wreck This journal. I'm really not sure how I'm going to achieve this because I just can't figure out angles. We'll see, but I wanted to remake this because there was a lot of this. And you know, noise from the scritching of the tripod. Okay. So I wanted to remake it, and also I've added more into it. I bought one of those DNA tests for my dog. He's gonna be so pissed off at me later, but like low-key, I don't care. I need to know what he is. I was told Papillon and Chihuahua, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to start being consistent. I always talk about wanting to have some kind of schedule, but I mean, let's be real here. I can't even get my own life together, let alone like my YouTube life. And you guys should check out my little sister's YouTube channel, but I'll link it down below. I mean, she's pretty rad. She sews. Yeah. So like, let's attempt to get started here because I've been rambling for 2 minutes and 39 seconds. And real quick before I do, there are curse words in here. So if that's something that bugs you, you can go away. Okay, let's hop in. Okay, we're all in this together. Hashtag High School Musical. Fun fact, I've never seen that movie, whatever it is, because it's a load of horse scheisse. Okay, so this is my Wreck This journal. For those of you guys who do not know what this is, my neighbors are staring at me, so I'm gonna wave. Okay. So this is an activity book that was written by Carrie Smith. It is not actually intended to be a prompted sketchbook, but that is what I chose to have it as because I paid for it and it's mine, so I can do whatever I want. So a lot of these have prompts, but I thought they were stupid or I just don't know what to do, so I just started gluing random crap in. So this is one of those pages, which I will probably decorate this page, haven't gotten there yet. But this particular one, I have followed, there's a YouTuber named Graveyard Girl, her name is Bunny Meyer. I followed her for probably like 12 years. Fun fact, she follows me on one of my Twitters. I made her tie-dye bed sheets about a decade ago. When I was still doing things. Gosh, has it been a decade? It's been longer than a decade. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so I won a contest. She made me a mixed CD over a funny story that I told having to do with my nephew. And she sent me this, which was a picture she found, and it says Death is her boyfriend. She's kind of gothy. But yeah, so that's what that is about. Moving on. Okay, so this is one of those pages where I was just like, YOLO, carpe diem, I'm doing what I want. These are Picasso clownfish. Now, I am rusty in the world of art. I took about a decade-long sabbatical from doing any kind of creating. I talked about this on previous videos, which you no longer have access to because I made every video on my YouTube private. But I took a good long sabbatical, and instead of doing the background first, I did the fish first. So then after I was done with them, I was like, crap, what am I gonna do now? It turned out okay. I really like this guy right here. He is cute. But yeah, this is the first time I actually ever used tone paper. The color pencils that I used for this were the Arteza brand. Not a fan. Spend the money, buy Prisma. Or Faber-Castell, whichever. Okay, so this is my like about me page. Again, another one of those doodles. This is a cute hamburger, and it is a quote from the one and only Katya Zamolodchikova. It says, "I am bombarded with a cacophony of demonic voices in my head telling me that you're not good enough." If that was my album, if I had an album, this is what it would be called. But isn't it super cute? And it's glittery and metallic and everything that I would consider a dog. So, this was the very first thing that I did in this, and I used Crayola, and I did this, I think I started this one in 2018, 19, so like, this is the very first thing that I did. It's absolutely horrible. The art supplies that I used were complete crap. It's a unicorn, but you know, I mean, it's all right. It looks like a 5th grader did it though, you know, and I used, packing tape to seal it, which I did on some of them. And then I, you know, colored in rainbow. Why not? Okay, so this, another one of those pages that I'm covering slowly. I need to color the crust in for this guy. I actually made a keychain for my sister out of him and said, "I love you more than pizza." And this is a taco sore. This is the first thing that I did using the alcohol-based markers that my parents got me for Christmas. Thank you, Dad. And then, so on TikTok, there was a Draco candle and a Kylo Ren candle going, and my friend Alyssa surprise dropped the Draco candle off on my doorstep, and clearly I like the way that Draco Malfoy supposedly smells like. It smells like a very attractive man. I will let you interpret that. Okay. I followed the prompt, cracked the spine, and then this actually, below this, at first it was blank and there was nothing on it. The prompt is leave this page blank, but I said, "You're not my role mom, you can't tell me what to do." Then I attempted to Zentangle with some gel pens, but I can't doodle. I don't know how to do it. It's just not something my brain does. So that was a fail. So I glued this black paper on, and then I drew a sugar skull and some washi tape, and voila. This was done October of 2019. It was spill or mixed coffee, or I can't even remember. So I drew really fastly a coffee cup and had my brother write my name spelled in a really weird way. And then this is actually a wrapper that I cut and glued into a lot of pieces, and I just tried to make it happen. And then I mixed a pumpkin spice latte in there. So this is actually acrylic paint with the coffee mixed in. That's gross, I'm aware, but I was following the prompt. Okay, this one's gone through a couple different stages. This is the prompt, poke holes in the page using a pencil. I did that. Made Swiss cheese. Cheese. Say cheese and die. Goosebumps. There you go. The background of this used to be turquoise blue, but I wasn't feeling it. But yeah, moldy cheese. I mean, do you see how my brain worked there? And again, I did the sealing with the tape, which is, I mean, it works. Preferably, like if you're gonna start doing this, use a matte Mod Podge. Don't use the glossy one because your pages will stick. So this one is my Flabingo page. My friend Taylor's niece says Flabingo, and I dedicated this one to her. Use fat and thin lines. So I did Flabingos and chevron-y type things. This used to be filled with glitter. This is 2 years old, guys, so like all this has fallen off. And then I used Sharpies, and you know, when you use Sharpies, they streak, so like I kind of wanted that so you can see all the different lines and stuff. But yeah, these are my flamingos, and just random various gel pens are like Sakura, jelly rolls, and also these are Tombow water-based markers, I want to say. For those of you who are art supply snobs like me, this is my favorite page that I have done. This took me about a week. These are Crayola crayons, and this is my elementary art supplies version of Van Gogh's Starry Night. So I sealed it with Mod Podge, and I love it. But this is also why I hate Crayola crayons and crayons in general. It was a labor of love. Okay. So this guy I did, let's get this is a Sphinx cat, and I did him August 10th of 2019. I dated it. And the prompt is scratch using a sharp object. So I scratched this using a knife or something. This doesn't make sense because the way his paw is. So, also I know the skin on my arms is bad. You don't have to point it out. That's called having food allergies and then continuing to eat the foods that make it happen. This is scribble wildly, violently with reckless abandonment. I used water-based markers and then sprayed them down and put salt on there. So it came out with this really good galaxy situation here. There's actually a tutorial that I did on my TikTok for this. And then I wildly and scribbly did a TARDIS. I'm a huge Whovian. I love how this page turned out. This is another one of those gag. Another one of those pages that I hate. Her facial proportions are all off. I think this was the very first side profile that I drew in like, golly, 15 years or something crazy like that. 13, 15 years. This is actually an idea ripped off of an old MySpace. I'm an emo kid. Background, and it was of a little girl blowing bubbles. It was a black and white picture and they turn into planets. I don't know who the artist is, but this is me giving them full credit. Obviously this is nothing as great as the photograph that I based this off of, but eventually I would like to redo this because I hate it, but I mean I like the concept, just not the execution. Document your dinner. Rub, smear, splatter your food. Use this page as a napkin. Obviously I didn't do that because that's gross and I paid money for this book, but I decided to go with little Shop of Horrors, and here's Audrey too. Audrey turned out really, really well. I used Prisma watercolor pencils and I want to say Faber-Castell as well. The can is awful, but you know, it's good for that time. I think I did this in September of 2019 or October. And then here is the hand with the blood drip. This page is sealed. This page is not. I think the prompt for this was like, fold this thing into a cup, which I did, but this particular day I got Sakura glitter jelly roll pens in and I wanted to test them. And so I did that and I was like, hey, rainbow, God's promise, Noah. I did this in 2020 before COVID hit. It's a pirates map. I think the prompt was like crumple paper up, and so I did that and I dyed it using coffee and then I burned the edges, and this was done using very, very old Prismacolor pencils. My wonderful friend Alyssa, who gave me the Draco candle, gave me some of her old art supplies, and that's what I did this out of. This was swing the book around, so I was not very creative with this, and at this point in time I was just pumping out or trying to pump out content, so it wasn't necessarily like quality versus quantity. It was very much so a quantity thing. Again, this was done using Prismacolor pencils. They were older, so there was some issue with blending, but I think it turned out pretty well all in all. And then I don't even know what I was doing under here. This needs to be glued back down, but watch out for that tree because it's George of the Jungle. Pick up the journal without using your hands. So X-Files. It turned out pretty rad. This is another page that I really like. So compost this page. These are my dogs, Toby and Apache. And I did Frankenstein and Frankenstein's Bride, or Bride of Frankenstein. This was done in October of 2019. This is one of the very first like pet type portraits that I did, and I'm pretty proud of these. I think they turned out really well for not having done anything like this in quite some time. Again, next page, you can read the title or the prompt, but I did Death Breath because my little dog's breath just be awful. The page after this, place sticky things here, and so I thought it would be funny for a frog to be eating a fly. So something that I've noticed, because this is like 2 years old, or this one's a year and a half. So sometimes guys, like your colored pencils and stuff are going to be light sensitive. So this is faded. And I just noticed this right now. Like this is significantly faded, and I don't know if it's because of the light or if it's because of the adhesive in the tape, but this used to be red. So yeah, It's, you know, it still looks okay. I did this Christmas of 2019. Pretend that you're doodling on the back of an envelope. So I attempted to do this prompt with my best friend. He lives in Germany, and it was crap. And so like I kept it in the book for quite a while, and then I was like, you know what? I am going to just do over this. So at that time I was getting Scrawler boxes still. It's an art subscription. And they had these metallic colored pencils, and so I was just testing them on white and black paper. So that's that. I just did this one. I was testing out my alcohol-based markers that I got from Ohuhu from my parents for Christmas, and I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't, but I know more at this point. But I did this crazy Christmas tree, and it's supposed to be garland. I need to still do a background for him. I did not bring him into the shower. My work has no showers. I feel like I could have done better an execution of this. This is not an original idea for me. This is all over the internet. So this is a Dalek. Again, it's another Doctor Who thing. Vampires don't sparkle. Vampires eviscerate. This is drip something here. So I did blood. And I think I'm going to redo the mouth a third time. But I did this fairly soon after I got the book, and so like the anatomy is just awful. So then I redid it at work because I was like, oh, that sucks. And still I'm not necessarily happy with that. I could do much better at this point, but I do still enjoy this page. I'm going to completely redo this page. It's not finished. I left it in here because it was going to be the last page that I did, because I'm going to get a piece of felt and sew in different buttons for eyes. I don't know if I'm still gonna do this or what I'm going to do for this page. Like, not finished and not necessarily what I want, I think. This was glue newspaper. I don't remember what this prompt was, but I do know that my best friend sent me a newspaper from Germany. And so I painstakingly cut out circles of it and glued them down, and then did a Carmen Sandiego themed page. I wish I could remember what the prompt was, but I do like this page because my best friend's amazing. I did this page while I was still a vegetarian. I don't know if I announced that to you guys. I eat the meat now. I don't know how long that's going to last. Probably not very long, but at this current juncture, I do. I am an omnivore. So this was done August 17th of 2019, and it's Mod Podged, and like I'll post a picture of what it actually looks like here because it's the light. But I used to put my grocery list in this bag, so that's what that was. Okay, this was another one that I did fairly early on, and connect the dots, close your eyes from memory. So I actually followed the prompt on this one, and then after I made the squiggle, then I decided to it's a Super Mario themed thing, and I think these are Prisma watercolor pencils. Page coming up. Okay, so the page coming up, the prompt is go around using household substances and document them. It has something to do with substances, so I thought it would be funny. I'm probably gonna edit this out. Okay, and so I'm editing one of the pages out. I don't know if you guys can see it because it's not really YouTube appropriate. The prompt on this was sample various substances around the house and document the experience. So I think you can get where I was going here. It's the only thing I could think of, and the page that I'm covering is a continuation of it. And yeah, so I'm not going to show it. If you know, you know. If you want to see it, you can ask me, and you know, maybe I'll fulfill that request. Probably not, but here you go. This has the F word in it. So this was me being angry at 2020 because people won't wear masks. So yep, this was an octopus. I'll put a picture of the octopus before I sealed it. I just messed up this entire thing. It was document a tedious task, so I tried to do bullet journaling, then I screwed it up. Then I tried to put the octopus over it, but then I taped it wrong, and anyway, F-bomb. Was the second page that I did. For these ones that are shiny, I'm gonna go ahead and add like the actual picture. It's it themed. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. SS Georgie. You'll Float Too, You'll Float Too, You'll Float Too. This is Crayola mixed with some watercolor pencil, and it is looking bad after 2 years. Like, it's or a year and a half. It's looking really gross. Anyway, sometimes the adhesive on the tape makes things go wonky. Just keep that in mind if you do one of these. And I taped in some of this kind of paper, but that's pretty much it. And here's some stickers, but that's all I have done on this. So I'm gonna get this edited and then post it, and maybe I'll start making actual videos showing me doing some of these things. I feel like that would be a good way to help keep my mind off of wanting to eat everything under the sun, as I am still trying to lose weight, and I gained 40 pounds, so now I have to work extra hard because I have to lose that on top of what I was supposed to lose in the first place, because I am still going to Germany just 2022. So yeah, I'll get that uploaded, or this uploaded, and I love you guys, and maybe I'll update, like, let's aim for like once or twice a month. I mean, I think doing it weekly is a bit too much for me, because I don't even have my own life together. So but I love you guys. Follow me on here and Instagram, follow my little sister, and have a safe weekend.